Giving Garden.
Okay, hello everybody. Hi, Grow Food Northampton community. The killdeers have just started making some noise,
Yes.
letting us know that we're here, that they're here. They're very chatty these days. So hello from the Giving Garden. It's just about 12:30 or almost, and we're here for our live Wednesday Facebook viewing. And I'm Ellena, and camera person.
I'm Melissa, TerraCore member for
And-
Grow Food.
And this is Audrey.
Hi, Audrey.
Our intern from Mount Holyoke this summer. We are so lucky to have working with us. And yeah, so let's see. Yeah, it's time. So here we are in the Giving Garden, and in the Giving Garden, which is funded by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, we can donate over 8,000 pounds of food a year to places where people need it. That's several different local food pantries and soup kitchens, including the Survival Center and Manna Soup Kitchen and Starlight. And we, hope you can hear me all right with the birds and the traffic and the wind and everything. Just wanted to start this Facebook Live session, and I will end with a similar note in case there's people who come on late. But I wanted to start this Facebook Live session with a land acknowledgement about the place that we are so fortunate to be able to farm here. So the Giving Garden and our community garden at Grow Food Northampton is on a parcel of land here in Florence, Massachusetts that was farmed. Well, people have lived here for I think over 10,000 years, as I read from John Sinton, a local researcher. And the native people who lived here 5,000 years ago, the Nipmuc and Pecumtuck people, grew many different kinds of corn, flint corns and different gourds and squashes, and they had a vibrant agricultural world here. And also a particular point of history of this special place that I want to point out is in the 1800s. In the 1840s, there was a community called the Northampton Association for Education and Industry, and that was a mixed race, self-identified utopian community that believed in profit sharing and actually grew mulberry trees right here on this land as a protest. Because you need mulberry trees for the silkworms to feed the silk, to make silk I'm gonna wait for the car. So they grew mulberry trees to make silk as an alternative to the cotton that was grown by enslaved people and in the South at that time. So it just always feels important to look at what we're doing through the lens of like how agriculture can also be a protest and can be like a form of action in the way that we want to act in this moment. And so I wanted to say that in solidarity with Black and Indigenous people of color now. And so, and we have a lot to learn and a lot of room to grow as an organization, as Grow Food Northampton, and we're also plugged in so many different ways, and we really want to keep learning. So, and always let us know if there are ways that we can help us learn it, or we want to be plugged in, and we know we have room to grow. So that brings us, so if you joined, that was my beginning of my land acknowledgement and for the Giving Garden here. And I'm Ellena, and we're about to show you this special, really simple technique to crimp rye, which is our winter cover crop. If you've been watching other videos, you've seen that we have been growing this rye. Started out really small, it grew all winter, and now it's taller than me and Audrey, some of them. And we're going to show you how to crimp it, because this is a strategy that we're using to incorporate it back into the earth, but not with a tiller. So we're not tilling the land, and we're going to help it add organic matter and feed bacteria, helpful bacteria and microorganisms, And we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
You're getting a thank you for starting the segment with that statement.
You're welcome. And
getting some love from your sister too.
So cool. Thank you all for watching. And
we're up to 11 viewers. Thanks
woo,
for tuning
woo.
in.
So today, this beautiful, like light blue-green winter rye, we're going to crimp it with our feet. Okay, so check out how we've attached our feet with very high-tech tools. We have this simple garden stake. I'm going to lift it up so you can see it. It's like a garden stake that you would stake in your tomato or something like that. And we've tied our feet, each of our feet, to one edge with some rope, string. Use what you got. And we're going to kind of break the points of the rye so that it lies flat.
Like this row here that we did just before live time.
We did a little practice round. And just so that you know, we're going to probably do several passes. We're going to do, I think, 2 passes per bed so that we get it right. And it's really cool. This is a method that I learned that some people who are doing no-till farming do. Daniel Frith and Daniel Mays at Frith Farm in Maine, he does this strategy. Diego at Song Sparrow Farm, we did it over there one day. We're just trying different ways that we can have low-tech ways to crimp cover crop. You know, if we were in the Midwest on a huge farm, we might be using like a big roller crimper, but we don't need to use that machine, and also we want to develop strategies that we don't need things like that. For this scale, on our small 50-foot beds. Okay, Audrey, are you ready?
Yeah. I'm wondering if anyone watching has ever seen this before or tried it.
Yeah, anyone seen it before or wants to try it, you know, grow a little patch at home, and then you can find some way to crimp it. And, you know, it's always fun to practice 3-legged crimping.
Yes, and then you'll be ready for the races.
Yeah, ready for the races. And okay, you know, we're always gonna we're just gonna see how it goes. Okay, it's like a little dance. All right, inside foot first. Okay.
I like the sound it makes.
I know. It's very satisfying. This is also really good work that would be good if we wanted to like sing a song or something. But, you know, if you've worked with me in the past, you know that I like singing work songs. But the
it's
mask
okay
makes
if you
it
want to
kind
sing.
of hard. The mask makes it kind of hard to multitask in that way.
Does this feel like a good workout? You make it look easy. I haven't tried this yet.
Is it easy, Audrey? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'd say that I feel it in my non-attached leg a little bit more. But look at that bed. And so after live is over, we'll go back and do another round.
Sarah wants to know, what does this do?
Yeah, what does it do? Okay, that is what we did yesterday. If you want to just like look at what that black tarp is. So, let me detach myself. So yesterday we did first 5 beds, and what it does is that we have to do it always in the same direction so that we can roll the tarp right smoothly over it, and it can lay flat. And then what it does is that when the tarp sits on it for about 3 to 4 weeks, and in the heat of the summer, because it's a black tarp, it's gonna decompose what's underneath it and then aid in letting that decompose into the ground and be easier to rake that rye off into the path. So we're gonna try that, in the past, I've actually mowed it, or I actually used a scythe last year. Oh, there's a lawnmower. But you know, the only problem with that is that when you use a scythe, you get all this really pokey rye, and then the pokey rye makes holes in your tarp. And you know, these pieces of plastic, we want them to last for a long time because we invested in them. And also, you know, farming with plastic isn't my favorite thing ever, but that's kind of what we do. So we want it to last, so that's why we're going to crimp it this year and let it lie flat, cover it with the tarp, let it decompose under the tarp, and then pull it back. And when we pull back the tarp, hey, maybe we'll still be doing live sessions, hopefully, when we're pulling back the tarp, and then we can see what the soil looks like underneath, and we can plant into that. So, yeah, that's the winter rye situation.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
Yeah,
Comments?
I know now we've suddenly got a lawn mower or something right behind us, but
People are working.
People are working. It's like, you know, middle of the day. It's a sunny day. And I hear it's going to rain tomorrow, which may be crossing my fingers.
Fingers crossed. We need some rain.
Yeah, we need some rain. So there's one more thing. Oh, maybe because of the noise. Well, there's one more thing I wanted to show you as a sign of June. So it's the second week of June, and those are June berries. And we have June berries in our hedgerow, which is right behind us. And Juneberry is one of my favorite plants, and they're not quite ready yet, but we're gonna just quite quickly take a look.
As we're walking over there, someone wants to know why rye is the right crop to do this with.
Yeah, well, no, you can crimp anything. We've crimped buckwheat before, so maybe we want to walk this way. Okay. So, buckwheat is another cover crop that you can crimp. You can also crimp oats and peas. You kind of can do anything that you want to lie flat underneath a tarp. And we did rye in this section because we wanted it to grow all winter long. And this is where we had the tomatoes last year. So when we took out the tomatoes last year, we planted rye in those empty beds.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, and then just wanted to quickly check out this beautiful lush hedgerow. And
can you remind people what a hedgerow is or why we would want one?
Yeah, why do we want a hedgerow? Because it's like a protection against wind, and it's a protection against sight.
Hear with the lawnmower.
Oh, you can't hear? Well, we're just gonna have to make do. So it's, protection against some sound. I bet we could hear even worse if their hedgerow wasn't here. Yeah, it's just like a beautiful and useful and edible and medicinal piece of this border of our garden that we can, that we tend to. So, yeah, you want to just do a close-up on a Juneberry?
I do.
And then we can move away from the lawnmower?
Sure.
How about... So these are Juneberries. They're usually purple when they're ready. So these are green, meaning they're not ready yet. It's a beautiful plant that is so cool because, its other names are serviceberry or shadbush. It's called shadbush because it flowers in May, and it flowers at the same time that the shad runs.
Oh.
And it's it has many names. I think it's been on this land for a really long time. I mean, these ones were planted, but it's wild in this area, and I think that people have been eating it and growing it for a really long time here.
So what do they taste like?
Ooh, they taste like slightly sweet, like a subtle sweet. Like not overly sweet, not like a burst of sweet like a strawberry, but like a subtle sweet. I don't know. I really like them, and they have kind of this nutty flavor too, actually.
Oh.
Anybody who had a Juneberry before maybe could comment on what they think it tastes like, but yeah, I think it's like a little nutty and a little sweet.
I've never had a Juneberry,
Yeah,
and
well,
these aren't quite ready yet.
no.
But maybe if we got some rain, they'd pop.
I agree. Yeah, some rain. Also, when our spring field trips come through, in normal years or in years past, they love sampling the Juneberries. So yeah, I think that's all we've got today. We're gonna finish crimping the rest of the rye. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, I hope that you get to. Maybe this is a chance for us to like learn a little even more about the history of the land that we're on and what we're doing now and how it's connected to what people have done on this land for, I mean, I want to say thousands of years, and be able to trace that arc backwards as well as forwards so that we can keep doing the work that we want to do on this land. So thanks for watching.
Thanks, Ellena.
Yeah, thanks, Melissa.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, see you next week.
Bye.